Hello, everyone, and welcome to Angel Healing House. My name is Claire Candy Hoff, and in today's video, myself and my angelic family, who are called the Posse of Angels, would like to speak about a topic that is called Being Brave is Being Self-Realized. You know, the Posse of Angels wishes to remind everyone of how fortunate we are to have had many enlightened souls who have come before us. These brave spiritual warriors who stepped out into a very dark world paved the way, and they made it easier for the first wave of light workers to bravely take our message out to the awakening, shifting masses. Their contribution to facilitating our journey as spiritual teachers becomes even more amazing when one considers that many of them were bringing forth their message previous to the establishment of supportive, like-minded communities on the internet. And it's hard to believe, but there was a time when there were not computers. This group of spiritual warriors contained prominent names that led by example, and they made an enormous contribution to inspiring many of us to be brave and to speak our truth. Now, for instance, Jerry and Esther Hicks brought forth the teachings of Abraham with books like The Laws of Attraction and Ask and It Is Given. You know, it's interesting to note here that Esther received her encouragement from her spiritual teacher and support from a psychic medium who was named Jane Roberts, who channeled an energy called Seth. It was her publication of the Seth materials which established her as one of the preeminent figures in the world of paranormal phenomena. Now, some others who paved the way for many to step forward and be courageously authentic were Doreen Virtue, Neale Donald Walsch, Shirley MacLaine, and Eckhart Tolle, just to name a few. Doreen spoke openly about seeing and hearing and conversing with angels and fairies, not only on Sundays in the confines of church, but in every moment of the day. In addition to empowering many to honor their psychic and their intuitive gifts, she validated and confirmed what others already knew to be true about their angelic connection. Now, in much the same way, Neale Donald Walsch had the audacity to write a book that was called Conversations with God. He also took the concept of speaking to God through an intermediary like a rabbi, a priest, or minister, and showed us that one could dialogue with God on their own. This inner dialogue could occur at any place and at any time in order to receive messages and guidance to their questions and their prayers. Think of how brave Shirley MacLaine was to openly speak about her contact with our intergalactic star brethren. I don't like to use the word aliens. And her spiritual truths in books like Out on a Limb and Dancing in the Light. Remember that these books were published in 1983 and 1985, and they were brought forth to a completely different energetic world of 30 plus years ago. Another enormous contributor to paving the way for others to focus their energies was Eckhart Tolle, who implored all of us in his book, The Power of Now, to engage only with the present moment. For as I've often said, it's only in the nanosecond of the now that miracles, magic, and synchronicities can occur. Now, one of these brave spiritual teachers who helped planet Earth to awaken to love, peace, acceptance, and the power within us was Wayne Dyer, who passed from the earth plane. Some of his enormously successful books were Your Erroneous Zones, The Power of Intention, and Your Sacred Self. His experience of having spent much of his childhood in an orphanage after his father walked out leaving his mother to raise 3 small boys, it formed and it shaped his life. And instead of hiding it away with shame and guilt, he truthfully recounted stories from his family's life and repeatedly used his own experiences as an example. Now, one of Wayne Dyer's strongest messages was to pursue being self-actualized. When one is self-actualized or self-realized, one lives with their energies focused on fulfilling and realizing their limitless potential by expressing one's creativity joyfully and openly, pursuing knowledge and the desire to serve the divine within, and then to serve others. They receive a feeling of worth, value, and riches that is unparalleled by any monetary or material wealth. And just like Jane Roberts influenced Esther Hicks, the teachings of Swami Muktananda, the Chinese philosopher Lao Tzu, and St. Francis of Assisi were Wayne Dyer's inspirational teachers, and they all had a great influence on his work and his life. And whether the influence on awakening to our self-realization occurs from a spiritual teacher like a Jesus, a Buddha, Francis of Assisi, Jane Roberts, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Eckhart Tolle, and so many others, their message may have been different, yet they share a wonderful commonality. They honestly and openly share their message to the world without reservation and without embarrassment. Some would call it being brave, but the Posse of Angels and I prefer to see it as living directly from our divine, eternal nature. And in this way, our previous way showers express their story with full voice in the most authentic and truthful of ways. Each one of these spiritual teachers knew deep down what I've been saying since I had my angelic walk-in experience in 2003. We are not here to teach anyone anything. Absolutely not, as each one of us is born with all the spiritual wisdom and all the knowledge already inside of ourselves. By imparting my personal story of challenges and struggles and triumphs in the most honest way, I lead by example and demonstrate to others that they can be empowered to confidently share their self-realized soul to the world as well. In fact, the Posse of Angels is sharing with us that this was the reason that we all came back in this lifetime, to shine the example of our self-realized light out to the world. Those brave souls among us who choose to be like those previous spiritual warriors will choose to be self-realized, and we will be stepping up on a much larger platform in front of a much wider audience to be seen and in order for our message to be heard. Now, for those of you who are afraid of sharing with others, for instance, that you see and speak to dead people, that you see angels and fairies and you converse openly with them, perhaps you're afraid to publicly admit that you have had contact with our star brothers and sisters, or that you are an incarnated walk-in. The Posse of Angels wishes you to know that it is far scarier to deny who you are than to let the world see your true light. They wish to remind all of us that once you are self-realized, you no longer care what others think, and your only mission is to shine your incredible, God-given divine light out to the world. And just like Esther and Doreen, Neil, Shirley, Eckhart, Wayne, and Claire Candy Hough, and so many others, you too have the free will and all that you need within to bravely take your unique story and boldly step forth to shine your light on our beloved planet. And if you'd like some help in shining your extraordinary light out to the world and help being brave enough to be self-realized, I'd love to help you. Again, my name is Claire Candy Hoff, and you can contact me at Angel Healing House. That number is 831-277-3716, or you can email me at Candy, C-A-N-D-Y, at angelhealinghouse.com. If you'd like more information on perhaps my books, please go to my website, angelhealinghouse.com, and you can look and find out more about Angels of Faith. This is my book based on my 2 near-death experiences. My book, One True Home, Behind the Veil of Forgetfulness, and the sequel, I Am an Angelic Walk-In. And my services, please do go on angelhealinghouse.com. And until next time, please allow your radiant light to shine forth in the most self-realized way and go out and fashion an absolutely beautiful life for yourself. I look forward to speaking with you again soon. Bye.